Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. Through this novel, we learn of a young boy who gains maturity, morality, and a keen sense of relationships throughout his life. His name is Pip. As he spins the tale of his life, boyhood to maturity, we learn of his trials and triumphs. In this scene, young Pip enters the decaying mansion of Miss Havisham, a strange woman dressed in a faded wedding gown. He observes the decaying wedding feast and Miss Havisham's ghostly appearance, noting her withered state and the room's eerie candlelit atmosphere. She interrogates Pip, demanding he looked at her, before introducing him to the beautiful Estella. Finally, she commands Estella to break his heart, foreshadowing the emotional turmoil Pip will face. Okay. In an armchair with an elbow resting on the table and her head leaning on that hand, sat the strangest lady I have ever seen, or shall ever see. She was dressed in rich materials, satins, lace, silks, all of white. Her shoes were white, and she had a long white veil dependent from her hair, and some diamonds on her neck and on her withered fingers, which sparkled white. It was not in the first moments that I saw all these things, though I saw them clearly before I got used to them. I saw in those first moments that she was old and had coarse red shoes, and that the white was faded and yellow. I saw the bride within the bridal dress had withered like the dress and like the flowers, and had no brightness left but the brightness of her sunken eyes. I saw that the dress had been put upon the rounded figure of a young woman, and that the figure upon which it now hung loose had shrunken to skin and bone. Once I had been taken to see some waxwork at the fair, and had been much impressed by the sight of a certain wax figure that I remembered as a bride. My bride could have compared notes with that bride, and would have understood her perfectly. She was shut up in a room that was part of the brewery, with no glimpse of daylight, but with a number of wax candles burning. As I glanced from the bride to the bride cake, I saw that the bride cake was in the center of the table, and that it was covered with cobwebs. I saw that the bride cake had been ornamented at some former period, and that the ornamentation had withered and crumbled away. I saw that the table was strewn with the quality of straw, as if it had been swept up off the floor. I saw that the table had been spread with such a banquet as the dead might have been eaten. And then I saw there was something else in the room. "Well," said the strange lady, very slowly, and then stopped. I thought I would try to improve her acquaintance, and I said in a small voice with my eyes on the ground, "Good afternoon, ma'am." "Who are you?" said the lady. I anticipated that question, and so I stammered, "Pip, ma'am." "Pip," said the lady. "Pip." "Yes, ma'am," I said. "Come nearer," said the lady. I moved a little nearer. "Look at me," said the lady. I looked at her. She looked at me very intently, and with her eyes wide and fierce. "I am Miss Havisham," she said. "I don't know what to say," I stammered. "Then don't say anything," she said. "Look at me. You are not afraid of a woman who has never seen the sun since you were born." I regret to state that I was not afraid of telling the enormous lie comprehended in the answer, "No." "Do you know what I touch here?" she said, laying her hand with a smile on the crutch-headed stick. "I suppose it is your stick, ma'am." "Don't be absurd," she said. "This is my bride's table. And that," she added, directing my attention to the table, where the cake is my bride cake. "Come on now." She had directed my attention to the table, and I was looking at it, when I felt a touch on my shoulder. It made me startled. Behind me stood a beautiful young lady, who held one of the wax candles above her head. She was tall and young and lovely. She was everything I admired. She was not in the first bloom of youth, but she was beautiful. "Well," she said, "you can break his heart." This excerpt captures the eerie atmosphere of the mansion and introduces the key characters, Miss Havisham and Estella, setting the stage for Pip's complex journey. Thank you.